What is going on, traders? We got a few things to discuss, but before we get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So first things first, I want to apologize. I didn't make a video yesterday because what went from a nap turned into complete hibernation. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. But we're gonna make it up with this video because I'm gonna give you guys some stocks that I am really liking to the upside. So stay tuned for that. But first things first, looking at the triple Q. So yesterday was really interesting. In a video prior to that, I let you guys know that 445 was a key level. If we just so happen to break and hold above 445, then we're looking at a move towards 447 and 450. We break above 450, then we're in price discovery mode. And right now we're above 450. So how high can we go from here? So the key level that I'm looking at is about 460. All right, 460 is where I'm thinking we're going to be heading. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow, but it is a level that I am looking at as far as more upside. Why 460? So if we zoom out, as you guys can see, there's a trend here we've been respecting for a very long time. We bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, somewhat of a bounce here, bounced here, and then we finally kind of broke through. It was acting as a magnet, as you guys can see, really acting as a magnet that kept pulling the market back up here. And then eventually we finally got that breakdown. So that shows me that this is a very important trend. And I think we have potential to head as high as 460 on the triple Qs. Now, what's important to know is that when the market tends to run up, or even go down like a big move in one day, the next day usually we see some type of cool off phase, maybe a dead cat bounce or maybe some consolidation. It's one or the other. Now, I'm not saying this is written in stone, but it tends to happen a lot. Now, if we do just so happen to get a cool off or even some type of drop tomorrow, your key level here that you're going to be looking for a retest at is around 450. And then after 450, you're looking at a move towards 446.8, 447. Why that level? You zoom out, as you guys can see here, we rejected here, rejected here, rejected, rejection, 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 rejection. You get the idea. And then we ended up consolidating under it right about here in this area before we really saw that breakout. So mark this area on your charts. Mark this supply and demand zone on your charts. Very important area, 446.8. 450. All right. Those are the levels that I'm looking at if we do just so happen to get a pullback. If we do get a pullback, then chances are we're going to be creating more room for more upside. At that point, we could be looking at a move as high as about 462, 465 if we just so happen to create more space on the triple Qs. All right, so maybe something like this 462, 463 range. It really varies, all right? It really depends. So pay attention to this level. Make sure you mark it on your charts. If we just so happen to give up 446, I would say 445 since that's your psych level to be safe, then chances are we're going to head back towards that 440 area. So be very, very aware of this level and how the market or the triple Qs reacts to it. All right. SPY. So SPY key level here, you're looking if we just so happen to get some type of retest to the downside or maybe some consolidation, then your key level that you're looking at is around not four, 526, right about here. I've had this trend line or this pattern here for like 3 videos straight, so this is nothing new to you guys if you've been following the channel. So around 426, we could go as low as about 424, 424.5. So somewhere around this area is what you want to pay attention to. We zoom out, as you guys can see here, we reject it, reject, rejection, rejection. So very important area. And once we broke through, as you guys can see, we ended up making new highs. So very significant area here around 424, 426 range. Mark this on your charts. Very important level if we just so happen to get a drop or even if we get consolidation. All right. Again, lots of times or majority of the time the market tends to cool off the next day after a big move, but we do have a few things coming in tomorrow. We got unemployment claims, and then we got a whole bunch of FOMC members speaking, so something to keep in mind. Maybe we get some more movement or a bigger move to the upside. It is possible. It is on the table, or we get a bigger move to the downside. Either way, key level here. This is what you want to pay attention to. We give up 524, then chances are we're going to be heading back towards that 520 area. So really, really pay attention to this area right here on the SPY. NASDAQ. So NQ essentially the same thing. Now, in my previous video that I showed you guys, I was leaning towards the bearish side because everything else was showing bearish potential, but I told you guys that NQ has the potential to Uno reverse everybody. And the reason why I said that is because we enter replay mode, we just had this void here, and it was really annoying. All right, it was just empty space here, and it left more room for potential upside on the NQ. So it was really tough for me to even jump into plays with this whole area just open right here. And it turns out I had the right idea. So congratulations if you did just so happen to follow that idea. I just was not comfortable jumping into any plays as long as that void was open. So what are your key levels here as far as in Q? So 18,600 is your key level. Why? Rejection, reject, 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 reject. You get the idea, right? And then as far as high upside goes, you're looking at 18,710. You break and hold above 18,710. Chances are you're heading towards all-time highs or new highs as far as the NQ. It's also important to note that Triple Q's made new highs. SPY made new highs. Maybe NQ is going to try to catch up. That is on the table. I think NQ is lagging behind everything else, so keep an eye on that. A lot of times, triple Qs and NQs tend to lag behind each other, so definitely keep an eye for more upside on the NQ. Now, what does that mean for the market? Not quite sure. It could just move up while the market pretty much stays stagnant and it just catches up with everything, or it just continues to take the market higher with it. So really pay attention to this area right here on the NQ. ES. ES, I keep telling you guys about this weekly supply and demand zone. We finally somewhat broke above it. Kind of, well, yeah, we broke above it. Um, we could be heading as high as 53.50. That's my next target on NQ, right around where these guys are, a little bit higher. If we just so happen to hit 53.50, then that would pretty much be new highs for the ES. So keep this in mind, all right? Mark this area on your charts, all right? That's pretty much all I have as far as the ES. If we break back below 52.50, then that's pretty scary. Okay, that would be really, really scary. But we're pretty far off from that. I can't imagine any news that comes in tomorrow would even allow for that to happen or cause that to happen. Maybe Friday, but right now, as long as we are pretty much above this area at around 5,300, I think we're pretty safe for more upside as far as ES goes. All right, so let's get into some stocks that I am liking. So I have three right now. So first stock I'm looking at is Amazon. Amazon has a habit of lagging behind the market. Anytime we make new highs or we get more upside, Amazon always lags behind. Why? I don't know. It's always one of the mega seven that's just I don't know. But either way, Amazon. So as far as Amazon goes, it keeps rejecting here. So rejection or bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. So as long as Amazon can hold above 184, 183, if you really want to, risk it, then I'm pretty much bullish on Amazon. I think it can start heading towards that 190 area. Highest I'm looking at is about 192, 195 range. So I'm really liking Amazon here. As you guys can see, as we just keep rejecting this area right about here, we try to is it here? Yeah. So we try to break further down and we really try to break out of this area a few times, but bulls continue to step in. So very important area. What do I tell you guys? Wicks tell you where sellers and buyers are. And right now, buyers are really strong at this 183, 184 area. So I think Amazon has potential for more upside towards 190. Highest I'm looking at is about 195. Next play I'm looking at is Mara. All right, so we did a trade on Mara in the Discord. We did a 20 call June 21st. We did take profit today. So congratulations if you did get into this play. I do think Mara has more upside in it. I definitely do. Next key level that I am looking at. Let's go to the 4 hour. Next key level that I am looking at. Oh, here it is. 22. Okay, 22, 22.5, 23 range is what I'm looking at for Mara. I definitely think this thing can head much higher. Really liking Mara. Let me actually see something real quick. Oh yeah, I'm really liking Mara. Is it? Where is it after hour? It's at 20. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think Mara has more upside in it. It can honestly, I wouldn't be surprised it had as high as 25. All right, given where Bitcoin is. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin before we consider trading Mara, right? So Bitcoin, pretty bullish on now. I know I was bearish on it, but short term, it's looking good. I mean, it broke out of this area. I'm very surprised by that. So, yeah, that 54,000 target is pretty much off the table now. So we got our first target of 57K, 54,000, pretty much off the table. Why? I mean, it's just breaking everything. All right, it's just breaking everything. I don't really plot on Bitcoin, but when I do, I mean, this thing is just breaking above everything. I think it can start heading. I think it's going to start heading towards 68K. And after 68K, if it gets above 70,500, chances are it's just heading towards highs again. So really look out for Bitcoin. Mara will probably most likely follow it, and then you're looking at you're pretty much supporting that move on Mara that I was just talking about. So yeah, Bitcoin broke double trends. Is just breaking through multiple levels. I mean, I really like it as long as it stays above 65K. 66K will be my safe zone. Then yeah, really bullish on this thing as far as the short term goes. But yeah, Mara. Yeah, as long as Bitcoin is good, Mara's good. So look for that move towards 22. Congratulations if you took the trade in the Discord. Next stock or last stock that I'm looking at is Nvidia. As crazy as this is going to sound, I think Nvidia is going to head towards 1,050. Look, I know it doesn't really sound crazy. It's Nvidia. I was going to say it sounds crazy, but no. I think it's going to start heading towards 1,050. All right. I think that's the target. Okay. Um, yeah, that's really all I got. Okay, as far as Nvidia goes, I think this thing is going to, if it gets above 975, or actually, I mean, it's a little bit of below 950. So 950, after 950, you're looking at a move towards its previous highs at around 975. If it breaks and hold above 975, then chances are you're just heading towards 1K. I don't know where everything went on this chart and why this is the only thing on the chart, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Yeah, 1050. I honestly thought we would get more of a dip, a bigger dip than 700. Maybe I was hoping for like 600 so that I can actually buy shares in Nvidia, but it is what it is. You know, you can't catch them all. Really surprised that this is happening prior to earnings. I wouldn't say prior to earnings, but I thought we would get like a drop before this kind of move to the upside. So yeah, 1050 is on the table as far as Nvidia. All right, that's really all I have. Um, let's see, what else can we go over? SOXL, congratulations if you bought shares on SOXL in the Discord. We'll go over that, go over all our plays Friday, and everything we got into. But SOXL, we got in at around 42. What didn't we get? My average was like 42.7. So yeah, we got into this yesterday, and it's been running like a rampage ever since. So yeah, this was pretty much support all the semiconductor moves, SMH, all that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Tesla, Tesla can't hold above 181. I'm sorry, it just can't. It just refuses to. I would say 180, 181. Um, rejection here, bounced here, rejection. It tried to get above, rejection here. I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Tesla. 174 is failing to hold above 174 as well. So chances are this thing can start heading towards 165 if we don't get no signs of life tomorrow or Friday. So be on the lookout for that. I mean, it's yeah, that's all I really have for Tesla. The thing is just struggling at life. The Russell, I have a price target of 212. As you guys can see, it broke out of this area. Rejection here, reject, 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 and then it finally broke through. So 212 is what I'm looking at as far as the Russell. I wouldn't be surprised by next week this thing head as high as 218, 220 range. But we'll talk about that in another video if we just so happen to get close to that area. But yeah, that's really all I have, guys. Hopefully, you guys got something out this video. Discord link is in the description below. And I really appreciate the support. The channel has been growing like better than I thought, way faster than I thought. And I'm going to do my best to continue to improve the channel. Um, that's all I have. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.